Welcome to the Bell Curve. If you're a Borderlands fan like me, you know this series is all about that addictive loop of shooting, looting, and laughing your way through absolute mayhem. But over the years, amidst all the guns, gags, and gore, the community has been vocal about certain tweaks that would make the experience smoother and less frustrating. Things like clunky navigation, one-and-done missions, and accessibility barriers have been hot topics on forums, Reddit, and social media for over a decade. With Borderlands 4, Gearbox seems to have tuned into that feedback. Today we're diving into some of the most requested changes from the fanbase and how they've been implemented into the game. We'll cover mission replays, world design and traversal, navigation tools, and accessibility options. These aren't massive overhauls that reinvent the wheel, Borderlands doesn't need that, but they're thoughtful evolutions that make the game feel more polished and player-friendly. First up, mission replays. This has been one of the top requests since Borderlands 2 launched back in 2012. In previous games, once you've completed a quest, that was it. No going back to relive the dialogue, farm a specific reward, or just enjoy a standout moment. If you missed a funny line of dialogue from a character, or just wanted to grind for that perfect gun drop, you'd have to start a whole new playthrough, or rely on New Game Plus, which wasn't always ideal. Fans have been begging for a simple replay feature, not just for loot farming, but because Borderlands quests are packed with personality. Some are side-splittingly funny, others tug at the heartstrings, and many are worth experiencing multiple times. Think of those epic boss fights, or quirky side stories that define the series. In Borderlands 4, Gearbox delivers. From the menu, you can access a dedicated replay tab in your mission log. Most missions are replayable here, including story beats, side quests, and even some boss encounters. Though, to be clear, not every single one. Certain story-locked elements stay one-off to preserve narrative flow, but for the vast majority, it's as easy as selecting and jumping back in. You keep your current character progress, so it's perfect for farming without resetting everything. This might seem like a minor addition, but it's huge for respecting player time. No more wishing you could hear those over-the-top lines again, you can just do it. And after years of community threads on Reddit and Gearbox forums clamouring for this, it feels like a direct nod to the fans. Another long-standing gripe, the clunkiness of the worlds in earlier Borderlands games. Zones were often divided into large, separate chunks, forcing you through loading screens every time you crossed the boundary. Backtracking or exploring meant constant interruptions, load here, reload if you took a wrong turn, and it broke the immersion, making Pandora feel like a patchwork of arenas rather than a living planet. Players have been asking for smoother traversal since Borderlands 3, and Borderlands 4 steps up with what Gearbox calls seamless zones. It's not a fully traditional open world, they've avoided that label, but the early areas on the new planet Kairos flow together without those jarring loads. And you can walk, drive, or use new tools like the grappling hook and hover pack to move between locations fluidly. The spawning of vehicles has also been improved. In past games, summoning one could involve tedious waits or hikes to a station. Now they appear almost instantaneously with a press of the D-pad. Together, these changes add up. The open world feels more connected, encouraging you to wander off the beaten path without punishment. Fans wanted a seamless, unbroken world, and Gearbox has answered without sacrificing the series' chaotic core. The minimap has been one of the most debated elements in the community. It's been divisive forever. Some swear by it for quick awareness, and others hate how it clutters the screen and pulls focus from the vibrant world and action. Gearbox's approach in Borderlands 4 is smart and balanced. By default, there's no permanent minimap, which promotes immersion in the larger, more vertical environments. But they didn't leave minimap fans hanging. they added an optional combat radar that you can toggle on and off. The radar gives you that at-a-glance enemy info without dominating the HUD. Plus, the compass has been upgraded with height indicators for threats, showing if they're above or below you, which addresses complaints going back to Borderlands 2 vertical fights. Then there's the Echo Bot, this handy little drone companion that can project paths on the ground to guide you to objectives. It's a clever way to minimise menu diving and keep the momentum going. That said, it's not flawless. On more complex terrain, like hilly or cluttered areas, it can occasionally glitch or suggest suboptimal routes. But overall, it's a fresh innovation that reduces frustration and lets you stay in the action. In essence, Borderlands 4 doesn't pick sides in the minimap war. It offers choices: radar for tactical players, Echo Bot for guided exploration, or neither for pure immersion. This middle ground feels respectful of different playstyles, and it's exactly the kind of evolution fans have pushed for. With Borderlands 4, accessibility has been improved. As we know, Borderlands creates a wild sensory overload which can sometimes create barriers for certain players. The games are colourful, noisy, and chaotic by design, which is part of the fun, but it can overwhelm certain players with visual or audio sensitivities. Borderlands 4 expands on its accessibility with a robust standalone accessibility menu right from the start. You can tweak colorblind modes to make enemies, loot, and UI elements stand out better. Text size, subtitle adjustments, and interface scaling are all there for fine-tuning. Audio gets even more granular. Separate sliders let you balance dialogue, sound effects, and music. These options don't steal the spotlight from the millions of guns hype, but they're vital. They make the game more inclusive, playable for a broader audience, and ultimately more enjoyable. So what do these changes tell us? Borderlands 4 doesn't try to reinvent the series, it builds on what works by addressing years of fan feedback, mission replay for reliving the magic, seamless zones for fluid exploration, smarter navigation options let you choose your style, and deeper accessibility to welcome more players into the fold. These aren't flashy gimmicks, they're practical upgrades that make the chaos feel more controlled and respectful of your time. Whilst Borderlands 4 has brought a whole host of positives, no game is perfect. Echo Bot has its quirks, and slowdown can hit at any time, even when in performance mode, and cutscenes can often stutter and stall. Fans have said for years, we love Borderlands, but smooth out the world, add replay, give us control over the HUD and sounds. And Gearbox has listened, and the result is a smarter, more player-centric entry. What do you think? Have these features delivered the Borderlands you've been waiting for, or is there still room for more? Drop your thoughts in the comments, maybe share your top requests that's still missing. Remember to like and subscribe for more breakdowns, and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, now go and loot some vaults. Kairos is waiting.